championship game. And, you know, this just confirms what we've known for a long time. Governor's School, obviously, about academics first, and the same could be said for St. Joseph's and all the schools in the South Carolina High School League, Birch. But it's, you know, kind of refreshing to see a school, you know, requiring staff to handle what they feel are more important duties when a lot of folks would feel like the state championship game would take precedent.
And there's a shot by St. Joseph's in the blue, and a save for Joey Wilson, the goalkeeper, the junior for Governor's School. St. Joseph's in the blue tops, and the Governor's School Eagles in the white. Governor's School will be moving right to left as St. Joe's works left to right, pushing it quickly down upfield, coming in left wing into the box. And we've got a whistle. That's our first foul of the match, and it comes here in the 2nd minute of play.
St. Joseph's called for a push there, and that'll give Governor's School the free kick here. Birch, we play 2 40-minute halves in high school soccer. If we are still tied at the end of regulation, we'll play 2 10-minute overtimes, and if at that point we're still tied, we'll have the 2 5-minute golden goal periods, sudden death, if you will. And if we remain tied, obviously, after those 2 5-minute overtimes, we will go to penalty kicks.
St. Joseph's working right side. That's Christopher Hare. And he'll push it back over to J.D. Brookbank, the senior, number 13, taken away by Governor's School. Again, both of these teams making their first ever appearance here in the state championship. It was a huge win in the Upper State Championship for St. Joseph's, knocking off. There's a shot, nice pickup by Governor's School's goalkeeper Joey Wilson. He's been challenged twice early in this match.
That's great work by Wilson, and I think St. Joseph's might like to have that shot back. Ryan Bertling, you know, had a point-blank shot. Birch, he's 11 or 12 yards in the dead center of the goal, and had a nice slow rolling pass come right onto his right foot, and just didn't strike it as accurately as he would have liked. I think he kicked it, you know, down the middle of the goal there. But give credit to the goalkeeper for coming up with the stop. You know, that's a critical moment in this match. You know, we're very early on in the championship match, and a real opportunity for St. Joseph's to take the early lead and seize the momentum.
And St. Joseph's really pressing the action offensively. That's Ryan Bertling, the sophomore. Almost has his pocket picked. Good recovery by St. Joseph's as they work the near touchline. Out of bounds, so a throw in coming up here for Governor's School. Attacking the left side and coming out of the box is Tariq Namuz, the senior keeper for St. Joseph's. Impressive year for Namuz. 117 saves, only allowing 15 goals.
Right, 15 goals allowed in 29 matches this year. That's a beautiful pass.
Coming out, this could be trouble. It's a goal. Scoring it is Michele Batari, the freshman, his 32nd goal of the year.
And made it look easy, sidestepped the goalkeeper and was able to finish at point-blank range, and a beautiful assist right there.
Take a look at the replay. The keeper comes out, and Batari just flicks it right in there, and not only does he get the first goal of the day, but he might be our first nominee for Emerson Phillips All-Hair Team.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping an eye out today, Birch. You know, we had 3 girls matches yesterday, and all the girls have nice hair, so it's kind of hard to, you know, pick and choose the best when they've all got nice hair, but the same cannot be said for all the guys, Birch. You know, some of these boys come out here with interesting haircuts. I'm going to be checking those out as we move through the day. 4 matches scheduled for today, and I will be keeping an unofficial list of the all-hair team this afternoon. And credit to Nick Papour, I believe, with the assist there, Birch, on the St. Joseph's goal. Beautiful pass. You know, really made life easy right there for Michele Batari. But a great individual move on his part to to work it around the goalkeeper and score what really was probably the easiest goal we've seen this weekend.
St. Joseph's on the prowl again. They really have occupied a lot of time. There's a left-handed swinger that's going to sail over the crossbar. But St. Joseph's has occupied a lot of time on the Eagles side of the field. Here's Governor School's Max Franks, the senior, who will put it into play. Boots it 40 yards deep. St. Joseph's will come away with it. St. Joseph's over on the far touchline. Sending it downfield to Austin Bernikill. There's Batari, and he puts a shot, but Joey Wilson is able to handle that one. So in the 5th minute, Batari with the lone goal in this match, and St. Joseph's, the Knights, leading the Eagles of Governor School 1-0.
Yeah, they've had some outstanding scoring opportunities early in this 1A championship match. There are 2 shots from point-blank range, and one of them was stopped by the Governor School goalkeeper, and that is Joey Wilson. But if this continues, Birch, you know, it's going to be a long day for Governor School. They've got to try to win possession and do a little bit better job in controlling the midfield.
Long pass from Batari, trying to go across the field. He was looking for Ryan Bertling. St. Joseph's recovers. Here's another opportunity for St. Joe's. There it is. Shot and goal for Austin Bernikill. The junior puts St. Joe's up 2-0. And boy, St. Joe's just putting on a wonderful display of passing skills right now early in this match. Here's another look as he got wide open in space, and the keeper Joey Wilson was thinking about moving to his right, and that shot sneaking in right to his left as Bernikill puts St. Joe's up by a pair. Here's an opportunity for Governor School, but kicked away nicely by St. Joe's and J.D. Brookbank, the senior. So in the 5th minute, Batari with a goal. In the 7th minute, Austin Bernikill. And St. Joe's leads 2-0 here in the first half.
Yeah, couldn't ask for a much better start to this championship match for St. Joseph's out of Greenville.
Headed down and then booted away by St. Joe's. You know, St. Joseph's a Catholic school in Greenville, South Carolina, and St. Joseph is the patron saint of workers. And the head coach for St. Joe's, Frank Kucinich, says that's what they try to embody, work hard on every play.
And it has paid off to the tune of a big season, you know, 24-4-1 for the Knights coming into today.
Here's the Knights trying to move forward. Governor School trailing by 2 goals. But all of the action has taken place on St. Joe's side of the pitch. Cleared away by the Governor School, and for the first time, Tariq Namuz has to come way off the line to scoop that ball and put it into play. Coming down the far line, centering pass, now right side, and a shot and a good save by Joey Wilson.
Rocket shot by Ryan Bertling. That ball had a little bend to it also, but Joey Wilson there, as he's been a couple of times already. But very strong offense by St. Joseph's early on. They're getting great shots on goal, Birch, and if they continue to get shots like this, you know, there's no telling how many goals they may end up with by the end of the day.
Down the far line. See if they'll try to center it. No, they'll go right side. Here's another opportunity. And the shot is wide from Ryan Bertling, the sophomore. St. Joseph's doing an excellent job of working the angles. really using pretty much all of the pitch, as they will send these passes from line to line. Here's Max Franks putting it into play for Governor School. And Governor School has just had a hard time winning position. Headed up and cleared back for St. Joseph's.
That's just a good hustle play there by St. Joseph's Davis Osborne. You know, an aggressive play to step in and take a header off of a low ball and help his team keep possession.
Davis Osborne will work it near side. Now they
offside.
Go deep and offsides. First of the match.
St. Joseph's with the 2-0 lead here, you know, really going to attack now. Birch, I think they sense that they can be aggressive offensively. They've gotten so many great looks already at the goal. So now their confidence has grown, you know. Early success builds your confidence, and they've been outstanding in midfield.
And nice pass deep left wing.
That's
and good footwork on defense by Governor School. Nicely done by the Eagles. I believe that was Ryan Pubbins, the senior. Deep shot goes wide right side. And we should say that the Governor School for Science and Mathematics, located in Hartsville, South Carolina, they take students from all across the Palmetto State. Very difficult application process. The Governor School for Math and Science. Students live on campus during the school year. It really is a college setting, and located basically right across the street from Coker College. And there is the Governor School for the Arts, which is located in Greenville, South Carolina. Direct kick coming up here. It will be off the foot of Michele Batari. It looks like Batari will set up for the direct kick.
Another real opportunity here for St. Joseph, with the ball just outside of the 18-yard line.
Puts it up, and it bounces off the top. Right off the crossbar.
He about knocked the goal down. He hit that ball so hard.
Batari again sails it right into the wicket of Joey Wilson. 8 shots taken by St. Joseph's.
Batari,
4 saves for Wilson.
Batari may have dented the crossbar, Birch. He may have done permanent damage to the goal on the right end of the field as we look out on the pitch. That was a rocket off the right foot of Michele Batari, who's already got 1 goal today and 32 for the year.
Yeah, and he's only a freshman.
Unbelievable.
Very talented soccer player for Frank Kusinek and the St. Joe's Knights. Max Franks getting set to check back into this match for the Governor School. Governor School, a rare occasion on offense on their side of the field here. Handling it is Neil Patel. Patel looking for the pass ahead to Paul Park. It's not there, and Tariq Namuz scoops it away for St. Joe's. Davis Osborne has it taken away. Punched out of there by Chris Steele, the junior for the Eagles. Quick throw in here and headed out to St. Joe's. St. Joseph's wasting no time. There's an errant pass intended for Ryan Bertling. Coming out for Governor School, Paul Park, and checking in is Sandy Neal.
Good show of sportsmanship right there by Chris Steele from Governor School. He knocked Osborne to the ground, and I think the initial reaction from Osborne was that he didn't care for it very much, but Steele, helped him up and gave him a pat on the back. So good show of sportsmanship there. No hard feelings, and we play on in the 1A championship.
Neal jumping for the header. Not there, so St. Joe's will control. St. Joe's working to get into the center circle. Sandy Neal takes it away. But right back to the Knights. Beautiful pass ahead to Batari. Batari is going to slip one centering pass. A little lob, not there. Just tried to scoop it in there. A little wedge shot, but sailed too high.
A little more than 14 minutes gone by in this match, Birch, and early reaction would be that Governor School is not placing enough of a premium perhaps on defense. They've only got 4 or 5 players back, and St. Joseph's has had 3 or 4 players attacking, so just not good numbers for the Governor School defense here. And I would think they may make a more concerted effort to drop more people back at some point during the course of this match. They're already down 2-0. They cannot afford to fall down 3 goals.
Dribbling right side, looking for the pass to Davis Osborne. Now handling it is Nick Papor. Over to Bertling. Bertling. Dribbles to his right, fires one, blocked away nicely by Ryan Pubbins, and also Max Franks getting in there. First substitution for St. Joe's as Davis Osborne checks out. Osborne has scored 12 goals on the year. Another long crossing pass. Attacking right wing. And that's going to sell out here on the near touchline. So a quick throw in for Ryan Bertling. Over to Christopher Hare. Header, no.
Woodwork again for St. Joseph's. They have just been all over the goal in the early portion of the first half here. Just a beautiful centering ball, and the header very nicely handled by St. Joseph's. It did hit the crossbar and skimmed over the goal, so it'll result in a goal kick for Governor School. But I'm very impressed with the St. Joseph's offense. They have been full strength ahead, Birch, and they have not relented through 17 minutes.
Deep kick for the Governor School and Max Franks. And now throwing it in will be Kyle Brennan. He's a senior. Tosses ahead to Chris Steele. Sandy Neal fighting for it, and St. Joe's comes down. Into the center circle. Good no call there by the official. Now into the box, shooting out is Joey Wilson. Good play by the goalkeeper. Coming 15 yards off his line. High punt, handled by the Governor School, but they just don't have numbers offensively. 4 defenders back there for St. Joe's. Throw in over on the far side. Patel handles nicely, but
that was off the ref.
Yeah, the official getting into the action inadvertently. Patel going for the tackle, but a nice little sidestep on the dribble by the St. Joe's midfielder. ahead to Andrew Bernakill. He just checked in, number 20. Bernakill with that big goal back in the 7th minute. Good ball for Christopher Heyer, dribbling to his left, will flick it left side. Big swinger from Austin Bernakill.
With the left foot that time. We have Austin Bernakill, the junior, number 19. Andrew Bernakill, the freshman, number 20.
Yeah,
for
and it was
St.
actually
Joseph.
Austin with the older brother with the goal in the 7th minute.
Bright sunshiny day here in Columbia, Birch. We mentioned we had plenty of rain this week. We had several inches of rain over about a 4 or 5 day period, and we were worried that the field might be very wet yesterday, which I think it was, but we didn't have a real issue with players
Field held up
losing
very
footing.
well.
Right, the field was in much better shape than we had anticipated, and the rain stopped yesterday afternoon, and we had sunshine for several hours late yesterday afternoon and into the early evening. And a beautiful day today, unseasonably cool, Birch. We're in the low 70s right now, and it's looking like a beautiful day for championship soccer here in Columbia.
Trying to set one for Batari. Batari getting loose. Now he's going to flick it over left side. There's a shot and save by Joey Wilson.
Wilson's been very active. You know, he's made several nice saves, but he's just been under constant pressure to this point. So, you know, his teammates have got to help him out a little bit by winning some more balls, controlling the midfield, and trying to get some offense going. 13 shots for St. Joseph's to this point. Birch, 0 for Governor's School. So this game has been played on one end of the field, and Governor's School is going to have to try to find a way to attack more offensively and just have more possession time. You know, St. Joseph's has had the ball 3-1, maybe 4-1 at this point. It's the entire first half has been played on the Governor's School defensive end of the field.
19 minutes remaining here in the half with St. Joe's leading 2-0. That was almost a problem there for St. Joe's, but they recover, or excuse me, for Governor's School. St. Joe's working in the center circle. Flicks it right. Neal is there for Governor's School. Now fighting for it for the Eagles. Chris Steele. He loses the handle and quickly up ahead for St. Joe's. Here's Batari. Batari, little stutter step, shoots, save by Wilson.
Wilson got the right hand on that shot, and that ball cleared away nicely by one of the Governor's School defenders.
Yeah, helping his keeper out. Another shot and an opportunity for Joey Wilson.
7 saves for Wilson on 15 shots for St. Joseph's.
No shots for Governor's School. Offsides as Bertling was sprinting ahead. It's an absolutely gorgeous day here in the capital city. As you mentioned, Emerson, beautiful sun-splashed day here in the Rosewood neighborhood of Columbia, in the shadow of Owensfield Downtown Airport.
Yeah, the stadium opened in the early 50s, Birch Memorial Stadium, a war memorial stadium. Owned and operated by Richland School District 1, which has 7 high schools, all within the Columbia city limits. And this facility received a facelift, a renovation a couple of years ago, and we've had several fields added here in the last decade or so. Softball and baseball fields.
Here's a chance for St. Joe's. Nice work and an excellent job by Joey Wilson to come off his line and challenge Ryan Bertling. That was a gutsy play by Joey Wilson, but it certainly pans out for the young man.
It's good goaltending by Joey Wilson. Birch, 6 or 7 bona fide scoring opportunities for St. Joseph's in this first half, and Wilson has found a way to turn away 3 or 4 very good opportunities, but St. Joseph's has put 2 in the net, and they continue to be very aggressive offensively. I mean, I think they're playing very freely right now. They don't feel threatened. I'm not sure they feel like Governor School can stop them at this point. They've already got 2 goals in the first 7 minutes, and were it not for several brilliant saves by Joey Wilson, it could be 3, 4, or 5-0 here in the first half.
Cleared back by Governor School. Handled by Nick Papour. Papour will go left side, and that's offsides. Just under 16 minutes remain here in the half. We played 2 40-minute halves. Goals scored in the 5th and 7th minutes of this match. Batari with the goal in the 5th, and Austin Bernakill with the second goal in the 7th minute.
The Batari goal set up on a beautiful pass. I believe it was Nick Papour that chipped it in down the left side of the penalty box, and Batari raced in. He had a one-on-one with the goalkeeper and sidestepped him to the left and was able to chip it in just a couple of yards from the end line. And then on the second goal, Bernakill was left wide open. He was 14, 15 yards out in the middle of the box and had plenty of goal to shoot into. And St. Joseph has had several other very good scoring chances turned away by Joey Wilson, the goalkeeper from Governor School.
Now all of the action has taken place on the right side of the pitch, which is the St. Joe side. Here's an opportunity. No. Off to the right side as the keeper, Joey Wilson, came way off the line trying to challenge. And it was an open shot, but he just pushed it.
Just touched it wide, but again, another terrific opportunity for St. Joseph. 6 or 7 or 8 very good scoring chances for them in the first half, and they're just exploiting Governor School defensively right now. Governor School just does not have an answer for the speed and the talent of this St. Joseph's team, which knocked off Christ Church in the last round. And we mentioned that Christ Church had won 11 consecutive Class A soccer state championships.
One of the longest streaks in the nation for Christ Church out of Greenville. I understand that upper state championship, St. Joseph's and Christ Church, was absolutely packed. It was standing room only. Both of those schools in Greenville, South Carolina.
And these were the top 2 seeds. St. Joseph's was the number 1 seed in the upper state tournament. Governor School was the number 2 seed in the lower state tournament. St. Joseph's, after a first round bye, beat Landrum 6-0. They beat 96 10-2, and that set up the match with Christ Church, which St. Joseph's won 3-0. And for Governor School, they beat Calhoun County 4-2 after a first round bye. Hardyville 2-1, and then they beat the number 1 seed. Had to go on the road to beat Blackville Hilda 1-0. A very tight match, from what I understand, and one that could have gone either way. But Governor School found a way to win that match on the road. And anytime you can win a playoff game away from home, Birch, that's a real accomplishment. And that victory sent the Eagles into the state championship game. Governor School, your lower state champions here in 2012, but they've had their hands full with St. Joseph's in this first half.
We're in the 28th minute here in Columbia. 2-0 is the score in favor of the Knights of St. Joseph's out of Greenville. All of the action has taken place on their side of the pitch. Governor School trying to push it forward to Sandy Neal. And it's taken away by St. Joe's. Now an opportunity right side as they switch it over left to Davis Osborne. He tracks it down over by the corner flag. Deep boot from 20 yards out about 25, not there. As you see in the fluorescent green, a busy keeper in goal for Governor School, Joey Wilson, the junior. His counterpart, Tariq Namuz for St. Joseph's. He's kind of been relegated to a spectator so far in this match.
Still no shots for Governor School, and you're right.
And you see Namuz right there just casually observing. That's a good takeaway by Governor School. But St. Joseph's right back at it. Deep kick, nothing. Wide left from Brennan Koslow, the sophomore, and 18 shots now taken by St. Joseph's.
18 to none. So we don't need to tell you much more about this first half than just give you that stat right there. 18 shots for St. Joseph's, 0 for Governor School, and we saw Namuz, the St. Joseph's goalkeeper, come off the line to handle one ball here in the first half. But beyond that, Birch, he could have bought a ticket. He could have bought a ticket to the first half.
There's a shot wide left side by Gene Langan.
Much different story for his counterpart from Governor School, Joey Wilson. He's been under constant pressure in his first half and has made some nice saves.
And actually, that was Austin Bernakill that took the deep shot. Bernakill scoring back in the 7th minute. 2-0 here in the first half. Just under 10 minutes remaining. We've got a full slate of championship soccer for you here today on the South Carolina High School League Network. So glad you could join us here for game number 1 of 4. This is the 1A championship. Nice little recovery there, but a penalty is given. As Austin Bernakill hit the turf, nice little recovery. So this will be an excellent opportunity here for Bernakill to pick up his second goal on the penalty kick. Joey Wilson, who has been challenged all half. Let's see where Bernakill will place it. He goes right, and he gets it. Another goal for Bernakill. It comes in the 31st minute on a PK. So Andrew Bernakill pulled out the mobile and asked Siri, which way do I go? And she said, go right. Let's take another look.
You know, no need to get a running start and really blast that shot, Birch. It's all about accuracy. You know, how often do you see a PK miss because, you know, maybe the offensive player just tries to strike it too hard and sacrifices accuracy for power. So, you know, a nice play there by Austin Bernakill just to keep the shot on goal, tuck it inside the right post, and, you know, force Joey Wilson to make a spectacular diving stop. That would have been the only way that Wilson could have prevented that goal because Bernakill just simply struck a very accurate shot. Substitution now for St. Joseph.
That's always a problem with my driver on the golf course.
Try to swing it too hard.
You try to swing it too hard and you sacrifice the accuracy.
You end up in the woods. That's right.
That's right. You end up with a nice little duck hook.
It's a similar concept, I think, Birch. Michele Batari back in the game for St. Joseph.
And Batari picked up the first goal of the match back in the 5th minute. Then Andrew Bernakill notches one in the 7th, and then he picks up the 3rd on the penalty kick in the 31st. 8 minutes remaining here in the half before we take a 10-minute break. Coming up after this match, we'll have the 2A title between Indian Land and Academic Magnet. Header is in there for Batari coming off the left wing, and he just tattooed it right into the back of the net for his second goal and his 33rd of the year for the freshmen. So it has been the Batari and Bernakel show here in the half. Take a look at this beautiful header right here, Emerson. Excellent placement off the corner kick. Batari was open and just heads it right into the net. Nothing that Joey Wilson could do on that one.
Yeah, St. Joseph's just, continuing to attack, but defensively, Governor School's got to do a better job on that corner kick, Birch. You cannot allow Batari to come in and take an uncontested header from the 6-yard line off a corner. The keeper has to come out and try to punch that ball out, or somebody's got to get, right up in the jersey of Michele Batari, and nobody for Governor School even contested on that last corner. The corner kick handled by Brendan Coslow. He got the assist. But they just, it was too easy for St. Joseph to come in to the 6-yard line and get a header right in front of the goal. Batari will score that every time.
Tyler Vizen was looking for Patrick Jones over there on the far touchline, and that pass sails out. This has really been a match that has taken place on one side of the pitch, and that has been St. Joe's side of the action. 19 shots by St. Joe's, 0 for Governor School. Governor School has just been shut down offensively as the passing lanes just gobbled up by St. Joe's. The Knights have attacked every position opportunity. Here's Batari trying to get loose, and now he's going to look for some help. Batari will send one right side. Header is in. A beautiful assist from Batari as Ryan Bertling gets in on the scoring action, and he heads that one down here in the 34th minute.
St. Joseph's just doing anything it wants to do right now, Birch, as they have done throughout the first half. This is a very powerful soccer club from St. Joseph's High School. And really a showcase day for them. After beating Christ Church, they had to feel like that they had laid claim to the state championship. And, we can't emphasize enough that Christ Church had won 11 straight state titles. So this is really, I think it signifies a changing of the guard to some degree in Class A boys soccer. Nobody has beaten Christ Church in more than a decade, Birch, and St. Joseph's find a way to do that this year, and now they're just pouring it on with a huge first half in the state championship match.
Graham Von Osen, number 18, for Governor School, is trying to make a play. He draws the foul, so we'll have a direct kick. Von Osen drills it high over the crossbar, and that is we'll count that as the first shot taken today by Governor School. Five minutes remaining here in the half. We're in the 35th minute of play. Goals scored by St. Joe's in the 5th, the 7th, and then 3 really quickly, the 31st, the 33rd, and the 34th, as Batari has 2 goals, Andrew Bernakill with a pair, and the most recent headed in by Bertling, Ryan Bertling, the sophomore. So that's saying something about St. Joseph's and Frank Kucinek's squad. And you said this could be the changing of the guard, because the goals have been scored by a freshman, a sophomore, and a junior.
Right, and the freshman, Michele Batari, has 2 goals in this match.
And an assist.
And he assisted the last goal, the header by Osborne. It was chipped in by Batari off the centering pass. So Batari now with 33 goals on the season, Birch. That's a staggering figure for a club that is playing its 30th match of the year here today. So better than a goal a game for Michele Batari, and I'm going to put him on the all-hair team, Birch. He comes into the championship weekend with the Mohawk. I've also got a spot for Patrick Jones from St. Joseph's. He wears number 17. Looking for individuality, Birch, individual expression via the hairstyle. And there we have Batari right there. Yes, sir, the Mohawk. Definitely a good way to get yourself a spot on the all-hair team. And if you can score a couple of goals in the first half, that's only going to help your cause even further.
Tell you, I might make a nomination for number 22 for Governor School,
who is not on our roster, Birch, and I'm going to find out at halftime who that is. The young man from Governor School with the bright red hair and a little curl to it also, Birch. Believe me, he caught my eye. And
I'm going to think that might be there's a shot off the crossbar. That might be, I'm just going to take a wild guess here. That might be Sandy Neal, number 19, who's wearing jersey number 22. He looks like a Sandy Neal, don't you think?
We'll find out for certain at halftime, yeah. Birch facial hair can get you on the all-hair team. You come in with a goatee or a full beard. I remember we saw a couple kids at the basketball weekend of champions sporting a full beard.
We had a coach on the all-hair team in basketball. Oh, that one is just off the left post. Here's another chance for St. Joe's. Beautiful little crossover out of the net. And that is another goal for St. Joe's. That one for Austin Bernakill, number 3 in the half.
3 goals in the first half for Austin Bernakill. Great championship game effort for him.
And it looks like just another day at the park for St. Joe's as you see their fans across the way. Take a look as Wilson came out. Beautiful little sidestep action there by Bernakill. Great look and a wonderful goal.
6 goals in the half here. So, Birch, we talked about Governor School. Their coach, Johnny Batten, is in Hartsville today. He could not be here for this championship game because he had duties with the school.
Here's a chance for Governor School. There's a save by Namuz. Is the shot from Paul Park.
Second shot.
Actually, the shot by Chris Steele.
Second shot of the first half for the Governor School. So, good to see them get something, some type of look at the goal on the other end. The entire first half has been played on this one end of the field. And I mentioned Johnny Batten not able to be here today. He's the head coach from Governor School. And, I wonder if his absence today hasn't hurt Governor School.
Oh, here's a shot for St. Joe's, and he just missed it wide as Joey Wilson came off the line, came about 15 yards out, was unable to get the ball, and the shot from Thomas Laren, the junior, just missed wide right.
Lorraine had an open goal right there. I think he'd like to have that opportunity back.
I think so.
Governor School got a break there.
Blocked away by the Governor School and J.C. Elmore.
Defensively, Birch, the Governor School game plan has played right into St. Joseph's strength, I believe. So, perhaps if Coach Batten were here, he would have made some adjustments. It seems to me they need more defenders in the penalty box. St. Joseph's has had so many good scoring opportunities because, the numbers in the box have been about even much of the match, where yesterday, we're accustomed to seeing.
That shot's wide from Connor DeAngelis, the freshman.
We're accustomed to seeing the defensive players outnumber the offensive players in the penalty box. And that just has not been the case with this Governor School defensive scheme today. And, St. Joseph's has had open field to operate in and around the 18-yard line throughout this first half, and that's why they got 6 goals. I mean, they could easily have 6 more, Birch. They could easily be a lot more than it is. They've hit the post 3 or 4 times here in the first half, and they just had a wide open net where Lorraine just pushed it wide by about a foot. So they've scored 6. They could have easily scored 6 more.
Well, that's going to do it for the first half. Through 40 minutes of play here from Memorial Stadium in Columbia, it is St. Joseph's. The Knights all over the Eagles of Governor School right now, 6-0. Governor School will head to the locker room and try to make some adjustments to shut down this St. Joe's offensive attack. Keep it right here. We've got more soccer when we return to Columbia, South Carolina, here on the SCHSL Network. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium here in Columbia, South Carolina. I am Birch Antley along with Emerson Phillips. And the St. Joseph's Knights, after 40 minutes of play, all over Governor School, 6-0. Andrew Bernikill for St. Joe's with a good old-fashioned hat trick.
Hat trick for Bernikill. Scored one of the goals off of PK.
Batari, 2 goals for Batari. What do we call that?
A brace. And our thanks to Dave Easley, who was handling public address today and does a great job of orchestrating things, keeping things organized up here in the press box. He identifies shots and saves and has done a lot to help us out and make this a very enjoyable state championship soccer weekend in Columbia. Memorial Stadium is where we are.
We'll switch sides of the field, so Governor School will be moving left to right in the white tops. St. Joe's in the blue will be moving right to left. In goal for St. Joe's, that's Tariq Namuz, who's only been challenged one time. For Governor School, Joey Wilson, he has been a busy keeper all day long with 26 shots from St. Joseph's
and just
in
the
first half.
Just 2 for Governor School, so a completely lopsided first half. Let's see what type of adjustments Governor School has made.
They may have called up their famous alum, the stand-up comedian and star of NBC's Parks and Recreation, Aziz Ansari from Bennettsville, South Carolina, attended the Governor's School for Science and Mathematics in Hartsville. I understand he had a fundraiser for the school this year. Also helped out the soccer team a bit. Wilson comes out off his line and smothers that ball. We're in the 42nd minute of action, 6-0. Here's an opportunity for Governor School. They'll put a shot out there, and it's wide left off the foot of Chris Steele, the junior.
Good aggressive play by Steele. Good to see a sense of urgency from Governor School. You know, they are going to have a difficult time coming back, obviously, from the 6-0 deficit. But if they can, put a goal or 2 on the board in the second half and limit St. Joseph's chances, they're going to come out of here feeling good about their performance today. And even though it was a very long first half, 26 shots to 2. So the shot by Steele that we just saw was the 3rd shot of the game for Governor School. And he really worked hard to get that shot, even though he shot it wide. Birch, he had to beat a couple of St. Joseph's defenders for that ball just to get the shot off.
Yep, Batari with a pair, a hat trick for Andrew Bernikill, and then the 5th goal scored in the 34th minute, the header by Osborne on the assist from Batari.
So St. Joseph scored 2 goals in the first 7 minutes. Goals by Batari and Bernikill, and then Bernikill scored again in the 31st. Batari got his second in the 33rd minute. Davis Osborne off a header in the 34th minute, and then Bernikill with the hat trick in the 38th.
Cleared over the crossbar by Governor School. This is a good play over there by Graham Von Osen. Now a corner kick coming up for St. Joseph's. Thomas Lorraine will put it into play by the flag. Wheels it in. And it's kneed out, cleared away by Governor School. Deep shot from 20 yards out. Certainly need to thank Richland County School District 1 for hosting this event here at Memorial Stadium. They do an outstanding job, and also the South Carolina High School League and the South Carolina Soccer Coaches Association. They do a lot of work behind the scenes helping to make sure this event is a success, as well as Skip Lax, the Associate Commissioner with the South Carolina High School League. This is one of his signature events. Jerome Singleton, the Commissioner, really leans on his Associate Commissioners for championship events, allows them to adopt an event and kind of take it under their wing. There's a shot and save by Joey Wilson, the goalkeeper for Governor School, who has been very busy here today.
9 saves for Joey Wilson. That shot by Tyler Grant. And I don't believe Grant played in the first half. So St. Joseph's and head coach Frank Kucinich will likely get everybody in the game, I would think, in the second half here, Birch.
Good battle for the ball right there on the near touchline. And a foul is going to be called on Aiden Brougham Cook, the senior, number 8, for the Eagles. Third foul of the match.
And the third member of our all-hair team, Aiden Brougham Cook. It's got a little bit of the mohawk going, it looks like, also, Birch, and facial hair as well. So that's what we're looking for, baby, for the all-hair team. You know, facial hair, great way to get yourself on the team. And you know, the great thing about the all-hair team, Birch, is you don't have to have any to make the team.
Cleared back to the Moose. Now a little opportunity here for Governor School, but that one sails on the Eagles, number 18, Graham Von Osen. Handled by Thomas Lorraine now, number 12. He'll flick it back over to Ashton Arden, the senior, number 8. Now Gene Langan, sophomore, over on the far touchline. Beautiful pass, nice dribble. Trying to go ahead to Andrew Bernakill, but a foul committed. You know, St. Joe's, their team motto this year, Nunquam Salus Incidere, and that is Latin for you will never walk alone. That is the team's motto this year from head coach Frank Kucinich. Deep place, and Wilson comes down off the right-hander. Patrick Jones takes it down for St. Joe's, trying to recover Governor School. That's a Shacky George, number 22, trying to pull it away. And now Aiden Brougham Cook on the toss in, headed over right side, right to St. Joe's. Knights moving it forward. Here's offsides. As Brennan Coslow got out there too soon. That is 6 times the St. Joseph's Knights have been offsides. 27 shots for the Knights, 3 for the Eagles of Governor School in a 6-0 game here for the Class A state championship. Both of these clubs making their first ever appearance in the state title. Here's a chance for Thomas Lorraine. Lorraine, a little centering pass, and a good job by Shacky George to chase that one down and move it out. So a throw in here, near side. Pushed over right. Centered over to Tyler Vizen. And Wilson slides out to cover 31 minutes remaining here in the match. And what has been all St. Joseph's so far. Near side with Thomas Lorraine. Quick toss in. St. Joseph's right back to work. Little switch over. Now a battle near side as Colin McMillan, the junior for St. Joseph's, going after it. Over to Connor DeAngelis. Right wing. And Governor School comes away. Here's Neil Patel. Patel over to Steele, but denied by Tyler Vizen for St. Joseph's. At the halfway line, Andrew Bernakill.
Bert, you talked about St. Joe's and their motto, "You'll never walk alone." That's also the fan anthem of the Liverpool Football Club. And again, Dave Easley providing us this information. So our thanks to Dave. The Liverpool Football Club plays that song over the PA system, and the Liverpool fan base sings it during games at Anfield, which is where the club plays its matches. So I think
I'm sure they do not sing it in Latin, as St. Joseph's goes with the.
I wouldn't imagine they do, but I would imagine that's where St. Joseph's got that from.
We'll switch over there for Colin McMillan, as Frank Kusenik, the seventh-year head coach for St. Joseph's, has started a lot of his reserves, really the bulk of his reserves, to begin this second half. A bright future indeed for St. Joseph's, as they filled 5 seniors. And of those seniors, only 2 starting today. Tariq Namuz, the very talented keeper, and J.D. Brookbank. Governor School trying to push the action a bit, but Patari will chase it down. And now McMillan will have his pocket picked by Patel. Patel over to Van Osen. Van Osen trying to make something happen. Van Osen trying to get loose. Right wing, and pushed out by J.D. Brookbank. It's just been very, very difficult today for the Governor School for Math and Science just to get anything going. Patel gets loose for a moment, but it is blocked out and right to St. Joe's. 27:51 remain. St. Joseph's leading 6-0 here over the Governor School for Science and Math out of Hartsville, South Carolina. St. Joseph's from Greenville, deep kick ahead. Cleared down by St. Joe's. And now tracked down top of the line for Governor School. McMillan pushes it down over to Andrew Bernakill. Bernakill, younger brother of Austin, who has scored 3 goals, picked up the hat trick in the first half. And that's pushed out. Headed up right side, cleared down for Governor School. Now Patel pushes it ahead. And that will be handled by Patrick Jones, the junior for St. Joe's. Good battle position here, won by the Knights. Crossing over. Governor School, Aiden Brown-Cook cannot win that battle over Colin McMillan. So McMillan will toss in to Arden. Over the back of Patel goes McMillan. And St. Joe's maintains. Nice little service, but offsides. 7th time St. Joseph's whistled for being offsides. 25-25 remaining here in the Class A State Championship from Columbia on the SCHSL network. Park trying to send it over left side, but taken away. And the Knights moving again. This is Ryan Bertling. Bertling, the sophomore. I had Bertling credited with the 5th goal in the first half, but officially it was Osborne who put it in on the header from the assist from Batari in the 34th minute.
Two header goals for St. Joseph's in the first half. Bernakill added one on a PK.
St. Joseph's scoring in the 5th and the 7th, and then to close out the half, just a frenzy of goals for St. Joseph's. 31st, the 33rd, the 34th, and then the 38th. Checking in now is Eric Schatzer, number 2, the senior. Patel on the throw-in for Governor's School over to Park. Schatzer trying to track it down, but controlled by the Knights. Here's Batari. Batari's going to slip one over to Connor DeAngelis. And DeAngelis is taken down in the box, and we'll have another PK.
Yeah, Connor DeAngelis, the 9th grader, taken off his feet. About 15 yards out. Another PK here, Birch.
So the freshman places. Which way will he go? He's going to go left. Good save. Joey Wilson denies the penalty kick. That might be a little bit of a momentum booster that Governor's School desperately needs right now, trailing by 6 goals.
Definitely. That may be the highlight of the day, in fact, for Governor's School. Great work into goal by Joey Wilson. We know it's been a difficult day for him, but he's made some nice saves today, Birch.
Batari offsides again. St. Joseph's, they're just so accurate with their passes and using the angles.
Yeah, they're very efficient in the way that they handle the ball.
Yeah, just good ball handling skills.
Yeah.
Nice dribbles. And they do a really good job of passing off the dribble as well. Patel headed over. Here's a nice ball. Good opportunity. They get, but Namuz covers it up. I thought it may have slipped past Tariq Namuz, but he did a good job of belly flopping onto the ball. And an opportunity denied as Governor's School is turned away. And quickly ahead, St. Joseph's. .22 minutes remaining here in the match for the Class A State Championship. We will have our first winner since the Class A title was established back in 2000. It will be someone other than Christ Church. Absolutely amazing. As Christ Church went on an 11-year run from 2000 to 2011, taking every single Class A championship. But they lost in the Upper State Final here in 2012 to this St. Joseph squad that is leading Governor's School for Science and Math by 6. Here's Paul Park. He'll lose the handle over to Connor DeAngelis.
It's onside.
Nice ball over to Brennan Kozlow. Kozlow charging. Wilson comes out. Good job by Wilson. Joey Wilson being very aggressive coming off his line. His 10th save of the match. Or his 11th, actually.
None better than that one, Bert.
Yeah, exactly.
The save on the PK was nice, obviously, but you just can't play goalkeeper much better than Joey Wilson did on that last exchange.
Patel cannot find number 22 over there. I believe that might be Sandy Neal. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it is because I believe that Neal changed jerseys earlier in the game, possibly had some blood on a jersey, and had to go to the equipment bag for a spare. As he checks out, and Oshaki George back onto the pitch, and wholesale changes now for St. Joseph's.
We played 60 minutes here at Memorial Stadium. Your score after
60 minutes have gone by. 20 minutes remaining. Our 2A state championship is next, because we'll have Indian Land out of Lancaster, South Carolina, and Academic Magnet from North Charleston. Academic Magnet, their girls, losing in the 2A state championship yesterday as they dropped the contest to Christ Church. Academic Magnet, one of 3 high schools to place their girls and boys teams in the state championships this year. Nice pass over right side, but Wilson comes out to deny. That pass got crossed just a little early. St. Joseph's with numbers. Little flick over left side. He's going to drop it, set it, and curls it right to Joey Wilson. Wilson, high punt. And there's a tackle in the center circle. We're going to have a foul called. Governor School is going to be charged with that foul, so St. Joe's takes over. Thomas Lorraine. Now Neil Patel fighting for position, loses it out to Patrick Jones. Von Osen heads it downward. St. Joe's trying to track it down. A good fight, right side. There's a little lofting shot. Looked like he was going for the bicycle kick over there unsuccessfully. Centering pass and wide shot by Batari. Kelly Batari looking for the hat trick to go along with Austin Bernakil's. 2 goals for Batari today, 3 for Bernakil, 1 for Osborne. Not only will we crown a new champion here in Class A, but Emerson, our next match, the 2A state championship, will crown a new champion as well. The defending champs, Bishop England, knocked out in the lower state championships.
Yeah, and it's a very strange feeling not having either Christ Church boys or Bishop England boys here this weekend. They have been regular
no
participants. Right, Irmo also in Class 4A, and all three of those schools regular participants in championship weekend for boys soccer here in South Carolina, and none of the three of them made it this year.
Patel will shoot it over to Von Olsen. Von Olsen dribbles over right side. Patel blocked as he drew the double team. But a throw in here for Eric Schatzer. Schatzer trying to place it over to Von Olsen. Patel picks it up. Von Olsen now. And it's cleared back by St. Joseph's. Now St. Joseph's on the attack again. St. Joseph's with 31 shots here today. Governor School with 3. Little hill flick right there, saved by Joey Wilson. It's number 13 for Wilson. And coming onto the pitch now for Governor School, Josh Johnston, number 32, and number 35, Michael Tibbs. Paul Park will get a break, so will Patel. Again, at Emerson, as we said in the first half, the head coach for Governor School for science and math is Johnny Batten, but he is unable to be here today in the Governor School's first ever state championship appearance, as he is the director of student life at the Governor School in Hartsville, South Carolina. It's orientation weekend, and that takes priority.
Yeah, he was needed in Hartsville for orientation weekend and was not able to be here today to coach his team in the state championship game. And I can't help but wonder how much that's affected Governor School. I certainly don't think it would have affected the outcome of this match, but it may have made a difference in some regard. You know, maybe Coach Batten would have made some adjustments to help sort of slow down the St. Joseph's attack in the first half.
And that shot sails over the crossbar from McKelly Batari. Joel Bristol, the assistant coach, the acting head coach today, and Bristol knows his soccer as he plays over at Coker College in Hartsville.
This was a 2-0 game with about 10 minutes left in the half, and then St. Joseph just opened the floodgates. Goals in the 31st, 33rd, 34th, and 38th minutes to make it a 6-0 match at halftime. And neither team obviously scored here in the second half.
George sends it upfield, trying to track it down. Here's an opportunity for Chris Steele. Steele charging in, trying to win position, crossing over, and there's a nice collision. But a good job by Tariq Namuz, as that was Chris Steele and Governor School charging in, trying to get a clean shot. But again, that speed by St. Joseph's.
Maybe the one of the best pushes of the day for sure for Governor School. And Chris Steele has, you can sense the frustration, I think, on the part of Governor School. They're playing hard here in the second half. They're trying to put something on the board, and they'll have a chance here with the corner. 42, J.C. Elmore in the game now for Governor School.
And Sahil Patel checks in as well, the senior number 3. Corner kick, first of the game for Governor School. Going for the header! No, denied. St. Joseph's trying to clear as Patel charges in and is blocked.
I counted 6 blue jerseys from St. Joseph's in the box, right at about the 6-yard line. So
good deflection there by Schatzer. St. Joseph's now, after a little flurry, Trying to get a little rally going, Governor's School, but turned back. Near touchline, Arden. Schatzer comes away with a nice play. And this should be a throw in here for St. Joseph's. It's going to go for the Eagles. Patel will play it in. Patel shoots it over to Von Olsen. Here's Steele. Steele. It slips through, and Tariq Namuz never really challenged. Only 10.5 minutes remain in this match. No scoring here in the second half, but we had plenty in the first as St. Joseph's pouring in 6 goals. There's a long shot, but it's wide right. That one coming from nearly 30 yards away. Deep kick in into the center circle. St. Joseph's still attacking. And work at center. Clearing back. It's Tim Litzinger, number 15. Now Davis Osborne, who scored back in the first half. There's a shot and a save. Joey Wilson. Shot coming from Batari. Swing it left side, but offsides as Colin McMillan was over. Indian Land and Academic Magnet, they are next for our 2A state championship, which will be followed by the 3A state title, pitting Fort Mill with Hilton Head Island. And then the 4A state title will wrap everything up with Wando looking to defend their state championship as they're matched up with J.L. Mann and the Patriots from Greenville County.
Good look there for Tyler Vision from St. Joseph's. He chipped it just over to goal. And again, Joey Wilson coming out to challenge. And Wilson had another save on the last trip down. So Wilson, one of the few bright spots today for Governor School. We talked about him extensively today. He has played well.
Batari, a little right swinger. He's still looking for that hat trick.
Just a barrage, an avalanche of shots today for St. Joseph's. 36-4. St. Joseph's has outshot Governor School. So, and there's Michele Batari, the 9th grader freshman, with 31 goals coming in. He's got 2 more today to give him 33 for the year. And 1 more would give St. Joseph's a pair of hat tricks in this championship match. And that would be something that would likely be remembered and talked about for a long time in and around St. Joseph's School.
Here's Batari. Batari, nice little shovel pass over to Davis Osborne. And Wilson comes out to haul that one down. No shot, but Joey Wilson snagging it out of the sky. Headed down here by St. Joe's, over to Davis Osborne, to Batari, and another offsides on St. Joseph's. This one, number 11.
11 offside penalties on St. Joseph.
Andrew Sedler looking to check in, the junior for Governor School, number 34. And as you see, number 4, Max Franks playing it in. Six minutes left in the Class A state championship. Governor School is going to need a goal a minute here.
Andrew Sedler in now for Governor School.
And Governor School, Emerson, they just ran into a buzzsaw.
They did.
Known as St. Joseph's. St. Joseph's, one of the top teams in the state of South Carolina, really regardless of classification, I think.
Yeah, I heard some of the coaches here in the press box talking about that. You know, this might be the best team in South Carolina this year, and obviously that's
and
a
young
subject.
team.
It is a young team, and you know that sentiment will be subject to some debate. There are certainly other schools in the state that could lay claim to that title, and that's something we enjoy talking about.
It was almost a great opportunity there for Governor School. Beautiful serve over there, but Tariq Namuz, the senior, sailing off his line, elevating to turn back Governor School. The Eagles that was just their 4th shot of the day. Now Batari, dribbling to his right, will stop set, looking for Osborne. Cutting in, and Wilson coming out, but an offsides called as well. Battle for position, and Osborne comes down with it. Osborne, nice little slipping pass. There's a shot and a goal for Tyler Vizen. And it's 7-0. Unassisted. Vizen. Take another look. Vizen taking the pass. Just a nice little move right there. And Tyler Vizen picks up goal number 7. Here in the 76th minute of play. And all of the starters heading over to the bench for St. Joseph's. All the starters have cleared the pitch and getting a nice round of applause from the fans who made the journey down from Greenville, South Carolina.
Your new score, Governor School 0, St. Joseph 7.
Governor School trying to avoid a shutout here today. Nice ball over far touchline. See if they can track it down. They do. Centering, but cleared back. Now a 20-yarder is too high. And a new keeper will come in for Governor School. Joey
saves.
Wilson.
10 saves for Joey Wilson here, Birch, and I think Coach Bristol wanted to get him out of the game to allow the Governor School fans, to show him some love. He really did play well today, and
yeah, we give him officially 15 saves. They're
15,
saying now.
Thank you.
And there's a shot and a goal for St. Joseph's, and that's another one for Davis Osborne.
Right, he's got a brace now. Batari with the brace. Bernikel with the hat trick, and
And just as soon as they bring in a new goalkeeper.
First shot he faces gets by him, so that's just a very strong St. Joseph's team, Birch. I think we pretty well documented how St. Joseph's is. Here's another look at the...
That was the unassisted by Vizen earlier, back in the 76th minute.
St. Joseph's goal on 78 minutes. Goal scorer number 4, Davis Osborne, unassisted with the brace.
So Osborne with the brace, 2 goals. Bernakill with a hat trick, Batari with a brace, and Vizen with a single score. St. Joseph's still going after it. Not sure who our keeper is. It's number 8. Corner number 8 is for St. Joseph's. And the keeper comes out. I believe the keeper for Governor's School may be Royal Pipilia, but not completely sure. There's a throw in over on the far side for Governor's School with a minute and a half remaining, less than a minute and a half. Oh, and here's another breaker for St. Joseph's. He's going to try to take it himself. Good job by Governor's School to close in. Nice save there with the right knee for the keeper. As he just kind of did a split to deflect that ball off his right knee.
That's right. Reached out with the right leg and blocked it with the right foot.
St. Joseph's looking for more here with 30 seconds remaining. And that will certainly do it, Emerson, for St. Joseph's Knights. 8 goals here today. And for the first time ever, the Class A state championship will go to a school other than Christ Church.
Yeah, that's true. But it will remain in Greenville, South Carolina, right, with the Knights from St. Joseph's High School. Just a dominant performance today. 6-0 they led at halftime. They outshot Governor's School 26-2 in the first half. And the final shot total, 39-4 in favor of St. Joseph's, ranked number 1 in the state coming in. And they proved to everybody why they are the top-ranked team in Class A soccer. They wrap up the year 25-4-1, and they have their first ever boys soccer state championship.
Yeah, very impressive. The St. Joseph's Knights are your Class A state champs here in 2012. For our entire crew, for Emerson Phillips, I am Birch Antley saying so long from Columbia. We'll talk to you next time here on the SCHSL Network.
South Carolina Governors School, the 1A boys lower state champions. Here is Tully Tate, athletics director for the Governors School, to present the awards. Senior Iowa State champions. Number 1, Paul Buck. Number 2, Eric Chester. Number 3, Sahil Patel. Number 4, Max Franks. Number 5, Michael Gray. Number 6, Andrew Motts. Number 7, Joey Wilson. Number 8, Hayden Cook. Number 9, Cameron Taylor. Number 11, Kyle Brennan. Number 12, Jason Eggert. Number 13, Neil Patel. Number 14, Ryan Coolins. Number 15, Cameron White. Number 16, Chris Steele. Number 18, Grant Von Olsen. Number 19, Sandy Neal. Number 23, Shaki George. Number 24, Toby Holden. Number 25, Royal Fidelia. Number 32, Josh Johnson. Number 34, Andrew Sedler. Number 35, Michael Hicks. And number 42, J.C. Elmore. Head coach for the Eagles, Joel Bristol. And assistant coach, Nick Tate. And now here to present the championship trophy for the lower state of South Carolina is South Carolina High School League Assistant Commissioner Skip Blacks, presenting the lower state championship trophy to the Governors School for Science and Mathematics students. Region 7 champions. To the final 2-5 final round, Skip Blacks and the lower state championship trophy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time presenting the awards, medals for the St. Joseph School is Athletic Director Jan Carrillo. Number 00, Tariq Namouz. Number 0, Daniel Escobar. Number 2, Tyler Graham. Number 3, Tyler Richardson. Number 4, Davis Osborne. Number 5, Alex Lazati. Number 6, Ryan Bertley. Number 7, Christopher Hare. Number 8, Ashton Ardwood. Number 9, Colin McMillan. Number 10, Nick McClure. Number 11, Theo Longnecker. Number 12, Thomas Lorraine. Number 13, James Brookbank. Number 14, with the match-winning goal. Number 14 is McKay Batari. Number 15, Tim Litzinger. Number 16, Brennan Coslow. Number 17, Patrick Jones. Number 18, Gene Lane. Number 19 is Haptic Austin Vernicle. Number 20, Andrew Vernicle. And number 21, Connor DeAngelis. The line check coach, Frank Kucinich. Assistant coaches, Ben Kovalevsky. Bill Serino. Ron Thompson. The manager, Jose Middleton. Casey D. And trainer, Tina Gassi. And now presenting the championship trophy for the 2012 Class 1A Boys South Carolina State Tournament Assistant Commissioner Skip Black. To your champions, St. Joseph's Knights. Finishing the season, 21-4-1.